All right, so Full Gear yesterday. Let's talk about it. I want to talk about it real quick, just a couple minutes, real quick. Sorry, I'm shirtless. I just came from the gym getting jacked, trying to get like Swerve and Swolverine, Brian Cage. You know what I mean? But anyways, so I don't want to talk about anything on Full Gear besides, well, one, Ricochet. Congrats, this dude. He's been getting more mic time, and he's just been proving more and more and more why he's that guy. He's, and it's crazy now that he's in this company that he does less wrestling. That's the crazy part. He has more personality. People actually have feelings towards him now versus, oh, he's just the region, the registered flippy guy for SmackDown or whatever. Now he actually is like, which most people knew his previous history, but now he wrestles less, but he has more emotional connection with the crowd, which is crazy because he barely does any moves now, but we're so invested in him just off of him just talking, which is crazy. But anyways, congrats to Ricochet. Amazing thing that they did. I wish that Bobby and Shelton got a little bit more tango time, but it is what it is. We'll get to that in the future, hopefully. But I also want to talk about Stat. Mark Briscoe, amazing. I almost cried. I was teary-eyed. I didn't, nothing fell, but I got a little watery-eyed. Because I used to watch these guys. I always didn't have cable, right? Because other companies kept moving networks. So I watched Ring of Honor because it was on for those kids. I know I'm getting older, but I had an antenna attached to a box TV. So we got Ring of Honor in my area, on satellite for free, I guess you can say, on satellite. So I used to watch Ring of Honor on Saturdays, or was it Fridays? Fridays or Saturdays, I used to watch Ring of Honor, and I'd see Young Bucks, Briscoes, see all these guys, Moose before he went over there, like Adam Cole. I saw all these guys, and it's nice to see the evolution of the Briscoe Bros, man. So shout out to him. Stat, she's official. She was official in my book, but now she's like, her credit has to be, she's solidified. She's solidified. Stat is solidified. Moving on now. Moxley, Jesus Christ, Moxley, bro, get into witness protection, my brother. I'm telling you, brother. What's that one thing with that one FBI politician? We'll see you in Valhalla, my brother. Like, you're done. You're done. Like, dude, you're gonna die. Get your family into, there he is right there. Get your family into witness protection. Move states. Change your name. Don't show up for work. Put in a leave of absence. Give Tony Khan a medical note or something. Sir, your life is in danger. And the thing is, we know he's been losing, and Claudio, man, I'm telling you guys, Claudio is gonna go nuclear on him. If you guys don't know, if you may or may not have caught that shot, but when they were leaving, right after he attacked Kyle Riley and they were leaving, they jumped the barricade. They jumped the barricade. Marina followed Moxley, right? First, she made a face when he lost of like, dang it, man, now we're gonna have to do it to you, right? And disappointment. But when they were leaving, Marina followed him. No one else followed him. I think Pac followed him a little bit. Like, he started walking with him to the back. But I don't think so. But he kind of lingered a little bit. But Yuta, Daniel Garcia, Claudio, they all stood there. They didn't jump the barricade yet. They stood there. And they weren't following Mox until Claudio they looked at Claudio for instruction. They looked at him and he was like, go ahead, go follow, let's follow him to the back. They did not follow Mox. They were following him, and he gave them a nod. So they're taking instruction and leadership from Claudio. So I don't know if it's going to happen at Worlds End. I don't know if they'll push it even further, but it's going to happen. I know, be patient. I know it didn't happen tonight, but it is going to happen. And when it happens, I am afraid for what they're going to do to this man. And just like, this is another note, just like when they turned on DG Daniel Garcia, when they turned on Bryan Danielson, the same way Yuta, which he's a mentee and Bryan Danielson was his mentor, and he was torn apart between, joining. I think the same thing will happen to Marina and Mox, where they're going to turn and she's going to be kind of torn between, dang, I don't want to do this to my mentor, and she'll ultimately side with the Death Riders, turning on Mox. All right, now, moving on to the main event, Hangman. I see some people complaining about his reign being too short. I see some people complaining that his reign was a flop, blah, blah, blah. Let's get rid of all that rhetoric right now. His reign was amazing. Could it have been better? I guess, but I mean, his reign pretty much checked all the boxes. Most of his matches were story-driven. Most of his defenses were story-driven. And he did have a couple, like exhibition matches where it was just for the sake of the match, like with Lee Moriarty and some of these guys. So he had some exhibition matches, but he also gave some title shots to some younger talent with Kyle Fletcher. But most of his opponents were story driven with MJF and Mox and etc. So, his reign did what it was supposed to do. Could it have been longer? Yeah, but we honestly don't need these year-long 2-year-long, 1,000-day reign. We don't need these. Like the TBS title, she needs to give that belt up, bro. Like, please give it up to somebody who needs it on the roster. Same thing with Athena. Like, please give the belt up to somebody else. Like, you guys are worthy of the world title beyond. Like, just get in the world title picture, stay there, or the tag team title picture, and give up the TBS and the Ring of Honor World Championship already, please. Same thing with Okada, you know. Give that belt up, man. Like, start moving around a little bit. But anyways, Swerve comes back. Some people are, you know, with the theme song. Theme song was cool. Swerve comes back looking like he ate Swerve, just jacked, and you know, I'm glad. I think he had a knee surgery. I'm glad he's back. He did a backbreaker, so I'm guessing his knee is 100%. He's all good to go. I saw some people saying they wanted MJF to come back, but I don't think the timing is right. You know, he lost the belt. MJF lost the belt to Samoa Joe, and Swerve won the belt and from Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe lost the belt to Swerve, so who knows? Maybe Swerve takes the belt from Joe, or they mix it in there, or it's like like a triple threat or something. I don't know, but I like the camera shots. Everything was just amazing when Swerve came back. The camera shots to reveal the production, the way that they moved the Ops Dojo, they moved to the side and kind of tried to present Hangman as like a sacrifice to Swerve, and you know, it was just almost like a movie, like Kill Bill or something. It was amazing. Seeing Joe covered in blood with the belt, oh my gosh, it was amazing. It was insane. And another thing, yeah, Swerve and Hangman were standing shoulder to shoulder, but they did not look at each other. Like Swerve attacked, and then he was just kind of looking off at Joe. He didn't really acknowledge Hangman like that. So who knows? We're still yet to see. This is what a pay-per-view is supposed to do. Most of these matches on this pay-per-view were mostly story-driven. It wasn't really just matches for the sake of matches. We got the Elite coming back. Everything was a story from top to bottom. It was amazing, and it rewarded everybody who watches Dynamite, who watches Collision. And it was amazing. Another pay-per-view, and that's crazy to say that AEW just went, 12 for 12. I don't even think they have 12 pay-per-views. I think they have 10 or 11 pay-per-views per year. But they literally just pitched a shutout this year. That's crazy, from start of the year to end of the year. I know there's still World's End. I went to 2 pay-per-views this year. I flew out to Wrestle Dream in St. Louis, and I also flew out to All in Texas, here from Florida. And every time I get on these flights, I live in Tampa. If you don't know, Tampa, Florida is a wrestling town. A lot of Ric Flair, Batista, Cena, Roderick Strong, who else? Kevin Owens, Batista. I think I already said Batista. Brutus Beefcake. Hulk Hogan has a shop in a bar over here, restaurant. Daddy Magic's down here from AEW. There's a bunch of wrestlers that live here. Like, you can literally be driving down Del Mabry, and then you'll just see Kevin Owens in a Lambo speeding by. Like, it's pretty crazy. But every time I leave these pay-per-views and I'm coming back from my flight, I'm always on the flight with a wrestler. And I'm, sometimes I don't want to be a mark and ask for a photo, so I just kind of, let them be. But yeah, it's pretty insane. But yeah, they pitched a shutout this year from top to bottom. We still have 1 pay-per-view left to go. And I want to fly out next year and catch some more pay-per-views. I don't think London is in my forte. I don't know if I'll be able to go to London for All In, but I'm going to try to go to another pay-per-view this year. But Full Gear, that's it. This was 8 minutes long. It wasn't even 10 minutes. Nice, short, sweet. Could have been shorter, but, it is what it is. I had to get that off. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what your thoughts are on Full Gear, what you thought of it, what could have been better, what wasn't good. I think this pay-per-view was a good... Oh, my gosh. I didn't even speak on Takeshita and Okada, and that's just there's just so much stories and so much conflict and drama going on from top to bottom of the card. It's insane. So Elite's back together. There's a bunch of stuff going on, man. But anyways, that's it. We're not going to keep going on here. This does not need to be 10 minutes long. Go ahead, enjoy the rest of your weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good weekend and a good Thanksgiving. Merry Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. There we go.